Racism, sexism, misogyny, all of that, homophobia, xenophobia, we connect it to Donald Trump, but it existed before Donald Trump. Fox News was racist before coronavirus. They are racist during the coronavirus. Fox News will be racist after the coronavirus. Racism was here before Donald Trump, and sadly, it will be here after Donald Trump. If it walks like a racist, talks like a racist, acts like a racist, it is a racist. And we have a racist president in the White House who really pushes his racism like a peacock. Donald Trump is the first president to have purposefully has made racism the center of his campaign, of his administration, clearly. I think Donald Trump wants to get rid of legal immigration, and it's because of people who come from brown and black countries. He might do away with DACA, which is another moral line that he would be crossing.
All right, guys, so this is another cautionary tale of what happens when you hire somebody based off things that have nothing to do with their actual qualifications, okay? They don't live up to expectations because they just simply aren't qualified for the job. And that is very, very, very obvious with Biden's new affirmative action press secretary, Miss Karine Jean-Pierre, who on the first day of her job, again, as White House press secretary, got stomped by Peter Doocy as he did not hold back with the hard questions that he had for her that she just absolutely failed on. Okay, I mean, this is embarrassing, right? Like, this is really, really, really bad. I mean, she's clearly in over her head here, even more so than Jen Psaki, and I thought that was impossible. But I'm telling you, this lady's in some trouble, right? If this is how she's gonna answer questions, if this is how bad she is at her job, this woman is in trouble. I'm telling you. So, without further ado, we're gonna talk about that because, yeah, this is embarrassing. But before I get in that, I just want to let you guys know, if you like my channel, you want to support my channel, you can do so using the links in the description below. You can support the Patreon, you can support the PayPal, you can support the merch. There's multiple things you can do if you want to support the channel. So let's get into this. So Biden's new White House press secretary, Miss Karine Jean-Pierre. The first thing she did on her first day on the job is let us know why she's qualified for this position. Take a look.
I am obviously acutely aware that my presence at this podium represents a few firsts. I am a black, gay, immigrant woman, the first of all three of those to hold this position. I would not be here today if it were not for generations of barrier-breaking people before me. I stand on their shoulders. If it were not for generations of barrier-breaking people before me, I would not be here. But I benefit from their sacrifices. I have learned from their excellence, and I am forever grateful to them. Representation does matter. You hear us say this often in this administration, and no one understands this better than President Biden.
Yeah, guys, so you heard it from her, okay? The first thing she said at the podium, okay, on her new job, to explain to us why she's qualified and why she's going to do a great job at this is that she's black, she's gay, she's an immigrant, and she has a vagina, okay? She has all the infinity stones of wokeness, which means that she is able to answer all the tough questions. She is qualified for this job. So let's see how she does on the question of why in the world is Joe Biden going to Buffalo after the Buffalo mass shooting, the tragedy that happened there, after he refused to go to Waukesha during the Christmas parade tragedy. Take a look.
And then just one on the trip tomorrow. How come the president is visiting Buffalo after a senseless tragedy there, but he couldn't visit Waukesha after 6 were killed and 61 injured in an attack on a Christmas parade there?
I mean, he's visited many communities. Buffalo, he's able to go tomorrow to Buffalo before the trip. That is something that was important for him to do. But he has visited many other communities. Buffalo's not the first community, sadly, that he has to go up to because of a violent attack. So, you know, that's not the first one. So he's been to many others.
Bruh. This woman really said he's visited many other communities, right? In response to why is it that he's found the time to go to Buffalo when he did not go to Waukesha when Waukesha had a tragedy. Again, according to Biden's new affirmative action White House press secretary, it's because he's visited many communities, right? He's visited many communities, right? That's the answer. That's a worse answer than Jen Psaki saying that, well, he couldn't visit Waukesha because of resources, right? Resources. We just don't have the resources, okay? A federal government that seems to have an unlimited budget, right? They got all the resources in the world to go to Ukraine, to go to an actual war zone. But, you know, they don't have the resources to go to Waukesha to visit families who were affected by a tragedy that involved a lunatic running over grandmas during a Christmas parade. Nah. He ain't got the resources for that, right? But, you know, he had the resources and the time to spend his Thanksgiving week at a billionaire's mansion instead of visiting these families and showing support, right? Showing real leadership. So yeah, if that clip right there is any indication in regards to how the rest of this press conference is gonna go, you guys know it's gonna be a disaster. It's gonna be a train wreck, okay? Because Peter Doocy, again, he dropped a deuce on her when he asked her about Joe Biden's claims in regards to raising taxes on corporations and how that's going to bring down inflation. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is an impressive level of mental gymnastics from the White House press secretary as she completely bombs on this question. Take a look.
Karine, congratulations. Nice to see you up there.
Thank you.
The president's Twitter account posted the other day, you want to bring down inflation, let's make sure the wealthiest corporations pay their fair share. Mm-hmm. How does raising taxes on corporations reduce inflation?
So, are you talking about a specific tweet?
He tweeted, you want to bring down inflation, let's make sure the wealthiest corporations pay their fair share.
Look, you know, we have talked about this past year about making sure that the wealthiest among us are paying their fair share. And that is important to do, and that is something that the president has been working on every day when we talk about inflation and lowering costs. And so it's very important that as we're seeing costs rise, as we're talking about how to build a America that's safe, that's equal for everyone and doesn't leave everyone behind. That is an important part of that as well.
But how does raising taxes on corporations lower the cost of gas, the cost of a used car, the cost of food for everyday Americans?
So look, I think we encourage those who have done very well, right, especially those who care about climate change, to support a fair tax code that doesn't charge manufacturers, workers, cops, builders a higher percentage of their earnings, that the most fortunate people in our nation, and not let that stand in the way of reducing energy costs and fighting this existential problem, if you think about that as an example. And to support basic collective bargaining rights as well, right? That's also important. But look, it is, without having a fair tax code, which is what I'm talking about, then like manufacturing workers, cops, it's not fair for them to have to pay higher taxes than the folks who are not paying taxes at all.
Well, what does that have to do with inflation? The president said, you want to bring down inflation, let's make sure the wealthiest corporations pay their fair share. Jeff Bezos came out and tweeted about that. He said the newly created disinformation board should review this tweet. Would you be okay with that?
Look, it's not a huge mystery why one of the wealthiest individuals on earth, right, opposes an economic agenda that is for the middle class, that cuts some of the biggest costs families face, fights inflation for the long haul, right? And that's what we're talking about. That's why we're talking about lowering inflation here, and adds to the historic deficit reduction the president is achieving by asking the richest taxpayers and corporations to pay their fair share. That is what we're talking about.
Okay. Bruh, she took a page out of Kamala Harris's book, okay? Word salad after word salad after word salad. She did not know how to answer that question. She was unprepared for the question, okay, guys? I mean, at one point, she brought up climate change. Climate change in response to how in the world is raising taxes on corporations going to help reduce inflation? Climate change, guys, right? And then, she also went into, the leftist talking point about how you got to tax the rich and the wealthy and all that other stuff, okay? She had no real answer, right? This woman is simply bad at her job already, and she basically had an internship, right? She was being prepared for it coming in, so she should have been prepared, right? Again, you were in the administration, okay? You were basically, again, an intern. You were a part of the White House press secretary team. You should have been prepared for this job, but obviously she's not. At least with Jen Psaki, as bad as she was, she stepped in the job, okay, after another administration, okay? So she didn't have time to sit behind somebody else and to see how it was done and to ease into it, right? This woman eased into it, and on her first day, she falls flat, right? I'm telling you guys, it's not going to be long before either this woman, right, Miss Karine Jean-Pierre, starts accusing people like Peter Doocy of being a racist for asking her hard questions, or the mainstream liberal media starts writing think pieces about how people like Peter Doocy are racist for asking her tough questions, because it's going to get bad, right? It's going to be so bad, and it's going to be so obvious how bad she is that she's going to need the mainstream liberal media to come and save her, because, you can't say anything bad about liberal black women, right? If you say anything bad about liberal black women, then you are a racist, sexist, bigot. And in this case, because she's also a part of LGBTQ, then you'll be a homophobe as well too, right? They're gonna throw that label on you, okay? But I'm telling you guys, I don't think she's gonna last that long, right? I don't think she's gonna last that long. I'm giving her a year tops, right? I'm giving her a year tops, and then she's gonna be out, right? She's gonna be out. She's gonna be pursuing some job at MSNBC or CNN for a show that nobody's gonna watch, because for whatever reason, these media companies believe that hiring liberal black women is gonna get them views, and that's just simply not the case. Look at Joy Reid and Simone B. Sanders. Simone Sanders, her show flopped, okay, on the first day. That's what's about to happen here. That's exactly what's about to happen. I guarantee you she's going to quit. She's gonna quit, okay, because she's bad at this. And it's not going to get easier for her. It's only going to get worse. And I don't think she's going to be able to take the heat, right? It's not going to be long before she's throwing out the racist, sexist, homophobic, bigot card. And the mainstream liberal media is going to go right along with it and say, oh, you're a racist, sexist, homophobic, bigot for point out the obvious that she's bad at her job. And that's just how it's going to go. And then she'll quit, right? So, again, with that being said, let this be a cautionary tale to the Democrats. Having a vagina, your skin color, who you sleep with are not qualifications for why you should have a job, right? They're not qualifications, okay? Because when push comes to shove, when you're actually on the job, none of those things are going to help you answer the tough questions. None of those things are going to help you do your job. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.